Hi guys, in today's video I've got a completely free Apple Loop chord library that gives you loads of different scales and modal options, integrates seamlessly into Logic Pro's chord track, and is completely free for you to download and use at home in your own projects. Let's jump in. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the pack using one of the links in the description below. There are two options. There's one on Google Drive, or there's a link that you can access through Patreon, both completely free. And once you've downloaded that, you should have a Logic Pro Beanie Guy folder like this. You've got the actual chord library in there, which contains all the files you're going to need. And then here is a quick PDF, which just tells you what it's about, confirms it's completely free, have fun with it, and gives you some quick installation guide to get you up and running as soon as possible. Within the chord folders, you've got all of the different modes. And this is actually an extended version of a pack that I previously put out. I got some great feedback on that. So this just gives you a whole load of additional options now. So to install this into Logic now, all you've got to do is open up a Finder window, come up here to Go and choose Library. Then you're going to want to go to Audio, Apple Loops and User Loops. All you've then got to do is drag the entire Logic Pro Beanie Guy folder into there. And now we can go back into Logic. So now we're back in Logic. I'm going to push the O key to open up the Loops library. And what I want to do is click up here on Sound Packs where it says Show All. And if I scroll right to the very bottom, I can choose Re-index All Loops. So I'm going to click on that. And that's going to take a few moments just to re-index the loop library. So now that's finished indexing, all I have to do is come back up to Sound Packs, click on the Show All. And as I scroll right down to the bottom now, I've got a new section called Logic Pro Beanie Guy. And now I can see that it's installed for me all of the different modes, the different scales, the different chords within them. And the beauty of using these Apple loops rather than a MIDI pack is that as I click on things, it immediately starts previewing them so that I can get a sense of what I'm doing and how it's going to work in my chord progression. And so the really cool thing about these Apple loops is as I drag them into my track, you can see that they are fully integrated with the chord track. So I can now start dragging in chords. So I'm working my Aeolian scale. I'm going to choose a few chords here just at random. And if I expand that, make it a little bit bigger, you can see there what it's done. It's actually created a C minor, F minor, G minor, and an E flat, which are the first minor, the fourth minor, the fifth minor, and the third major within the Aeolian scale there. And you can see you've got all these different options. And the way that this has been pulled together, they are diatonic scales. So all of these chords within a set should work nicely together. So let's just have a listen to that. Okay, so I'm not too keen on that second chord there. Let's try something a little bit different. Nice thing is, as you drag over them, it just updates the chord dynamically. Okay, let's try something different from the third there. The G minor, what have we got? We've got a minor fifth. Let's try. Okay, let's try a major sixth. See how that works. Okay, I'm not too keen on that last chord. What have we got? Let's try a major 7 there. No, don't like that. Okay, I think that sounds a bit nicer. So let's loop that section now. One of the other cool things about this is because these are just first through to the 7th in the scales, they're not tied to individual chords. So if I want to, I can very simply come up here and just change it from C to F. And you can see everything dynamically changes there. If I go to, say, a B flat, again, everything just changes. Let's try that down on F. So the cool thing about this is that now you can just very quickly pull in a session musician. So let's add a bass player there, and I'm just going to go for the default. And let's now, if I get rid of this, add a keyboard player. And let's just add a drummer. Just see what happens. You can see I'm just literally clicking straight on these now. And let's have a listen. So one of the things you'll notice when you're working with this pack is that all of these loops snap natively to a single bar, and I've looked at different options for snap. It doesn't seem to make any difference. They're all just tied to a bar. So if you wanted to, let's say, reduce the length of this chord, have a change halfway through the bar, what I'm going to do is Command T there. I'll split that chord, and I can delete the other half of it. And let's say I wanted to change to this chord here. I will do the same there. I'm just going to trim that down. And now what I can do is drag that in there. And the sequence will have changed. But you will notice that the chord track, if I expand that, hasn't kept up to date with it. It's actually now out of sync. All you need to do to resync that once you've started playing around, or once you've finished, should I say, playing around with these, is select all your chords, drag them back up into the chord track. And because these chords are all tied into each of the individual sections, that will keep it up to date for you and in sync. So the other thing I just wanted to point out is you've got quite a few different modes in here, and it can become a bit confusing. You've got a lot of different files. If you're working with a particular mode, let's say the Dorian scale, for example, you can reduce the list by just coming up and typing in here Dorian, and that will now literally hide everything else. So you now know that everything that you were working with in that window is going to hopefully fit in nicely with your chord sequence, and all you have to do is experiment with dragging them around until you find something you're happy with. So get your hands on the pack, download it, install it, have some fun. I hope it helps you to build your own chord progressions. If you found that useful, please do hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.